suck just like this thing. I'll finish that story later.
Welcome to another Take 3 reaction. No, I'm just joking. We're on doing the summit. Welcome
I was like, wait, what?
Reactors Summit, where we talk about all things Schmoedown. As you can tell, we have Matt back to give his show openings that make no sense because he starts stories right before we go live. It's the best. Welcome back.
I'm very excited to be back here promoting my new movie, Terminator Dark Fate. Comes out in theaters November 1st. It's a great movie. I'm back because you know why? Because it's the summit and I'm back. Also, by the way, Kickboxer, which is the sponsor of this video, is available on Blu-ray. Everyone should go and buy it. I'm back, everybody. Did you miss me?
We're all so happy.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about, and I don't have a nickname, so we also have someone with a nickname to help us talk about all the Schmoedown stuff, and that's Malcolm, the Crypt Keeper Lay. How's it going?
Good. It's Halloween this week. I thought I'd do a Halloween nickname, but I just thought, why not?
Hey, it's perfect. I wish I had thought about doing a nickname.
Malcolm's like, it's Halloween. I thought, why not? And you know what? Why not?
That's what sometimes you just gotta have a spooky nickname, like it's just what it is. All right, guys. We have a lot to talk about because there's not one, not two, 3 matches this week, and all 3 of them were just ridiculous, super good, and oh man, it's gonna be fun. So we'll start things out talking about Inner Geekdom because I know everyone wants to go to Orlando. It's nice, it's warm, it's cold here. Orlando sounds nice. I don't know what the weather's like for Malcolm. Probably warm or something. Malcolm, what's the weather like? It's not warm.
It's kind of cloudy, but
that's all right.
Looks like it's about to start raining.
Tell us the temperature in Fahrenheit, which is the correct temperature gauge. He's like, I don't know.
Oh, Billy, you my boy.
So this welcome to Take 3 Weather Talk, where we talk about the weather and the weather.
We have to do like meteorologists. We have to be like, everybody, welcome. This is the weather. It's Fahrenheit.
Correct. We calculate everything in Fahrenheit, and no one else does.
Slight chance of Schmoedown discussion on this show.
Yes. Oh, storm front coming in through Orlando into LA for the spectacular.
Yes.
That would be a weird storm front because that moves against the normal type. Anyway,
that moves against the normal type. But
yeah.
It's just fascinating because it's whatever, y'all.
All right, let's talk about Inner Geekdom. This match between Chandru, I don't even want to try and say your last name, dude. No offense. I will murder it, and no one wants that. And Brandon Hanna, who has a much easier last name to say because there's only like 3 letters in that thing. Get less letters in your name. That's all I'm saying. For me, I need less letters.
If you could just go right ahead and legally change your name for Chris's sake, that'd be great.
No, I just need time to practice, and I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. You win that belt, and it'll be my #1 thing on my list to do, Chandru, to learn how to say your last name. This was a great match. I think. Both guys were really in it. They hit their round ones. Round 2 was round 2. Mm-hmm. Brandon maybe didn't get what he wanted, but we can't always get what we want, as they say. And round 3 also just didn't go Brandon's way, but it is what it is. I think this does show that this next match against Kevin Smets is not going to be as blowout. It's not going to be as crazy as I predicted. I don't think it will be a complete demolition. I still think Smets is going to beat him. I cannot imagine that he's been sitting on his haunches this entire time that he's been waiting for another match. So let's get your guys' opinion on this match. We'll start out with Malcolm. What'd you think about the match between Chandru, whatever his last name is? It's cool, man. I still like you. And Brandon Hanna.
Yeah, I thought this match was fine. Like it wasn't. It went to the last question. It wasn't a really big blowout. The challenges definitely worked in favor because I mean, like Chandru challenging the song is titled "Sweet Dreams." It made this emphasis. But I mean, the match against Kevin Smith is going to be interesting to see if Chandru does a lot of standing between that, because I mean, Chandru's here, but Kevin's all the way up here sitting beside Robert Parker. So,
right by Robert Parker, which, you know, we haven't mentioned it recently, and that's my fault, but why isn't Robert Parker in the Schmoedown yet? I mean, come on. He would be easily the person with the belt. Like, he would just crawl underneath everyone because he's real short. Like, they wouldn't even see him coming. That's how good he is. No one would see him coming. He'd just go in, he'd just take the belt, and they wouldn't even know what happened. It's perfect. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Matt, what did you think about this match?
I always love how I love the rules on the summit where it's like, hey, let's talk about how great Robert is, and let's just shit talk Matt once per episode. No support of me being the manager of Schmoedown, but yeah, Matt, your stupid hair or whatever you say about me. I agree with Malcolm. I felt like this match was it was good. I feel bad saying that because Intergeekdom was great, and I think the league this season especially has grown a lot. This match was fine. I think that had to do with a lot of things. Me and Kristen talked off camera the other day. The table wasn't left a lot to be desired. I'll be honest. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to attack because you don't need to be a stand-up comedian to be on the table. But look, did I want Hannah to win? Hell yeah. Hannah's a good dude. I know him. I would have liked to have seen. I would have loved to have seen him play Smets. But Chandru, he won. I'm not on the thought train of Kristen. I've met Kevin. Kevin, when we met in a bar in New York, was studying for the Schmoedown. Like, Chandru is good, but Kevin's great. The only person to beat Kevin was the greatest Intergeekdom player. So, come on, guys. Yeah, go Smets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think that Kevin is the kind of guy who everyone goes into the Schmoedown to win a belt, but I think some people go in and are like, well, I'm going to have fun and it's going to be entertaining and I can't wait to like be in there and like play a match and, you know, have that adrenaline. Smets' only reason to exist in the Schmoedown is to get the belt. Like, he is like the Terminator. He has one mission to destroy Sarah Connor. Like, that's all. He's just going to kill her, and then he doesn't. Okay. But Kevin is not going to be a failure.
Well, there's no Kyle Reese in
That's
the
right. There's not. So, that's why Kevin is not going to fail his Terminator duties. Exactly. Kevin came from the future, and he is a Terminator, which is why, you know, he wears the hoodie so that you can't tell. He's got some sort of mechanical. Yeah, you got to hide the mechanical aspect because they haven't perfected it in this future version of Terminator. He came back, and his only purpose is to take the belt away from Mike, because in the future, that's how the robots win, is by having the Intergeekdom belt.
Yes.
It's weird, guys. I know it's weird.
So, guys, what that means is Mike Kalinowski is the savior of humans by holding on to the Intergeekdom belt via Kristen's logic. Or else the robots win. Is that what you said?
I have already accepted our robot overlords.
I have not. So. Humans are amazing, guys, and Mike's gonna keep you know, look.
Matt says words.
AI over here. You know, she's all ready for the robot overlords. Me and Mike and hopefully Malcolm, we want to stay in control. You don't control me. I control
All
you.
hail our robot overlords. That's all I have to say.
Roku's not going to be happy with you when he hears that. Next, you're going to say you want simians to rule with
Except
you.
their robots as well.
No way.
What?
Yes.
Oh, how our robot overlord.
Malcolm understands.
Guys, this is a warning, okay, from the resistance, the human resistance. We've been infiltrated here on Take 3. We need your help. Now, what I need you to do is go on Twitter and tweet at Christian Harloff, #Kearns for manager. I'm just saying, it might seem weird, but it's going to help us, okay? Just go and do it.
Wow, we started out our conspiracy theories real early, and I didn't even plan that one. This is fantastic.
Also, the only other person that's ever bet Kevin before is Robert Parker back in the fan league.
Oh,
so,
man. So it all comes back. It's all a circle. It all comes back to Robert Parker. It's perfect. It's perfect. At the end of the day, Robert Parker is our Kyle Reese, and he's going to come in and salvation the Schmoedown.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, Kyle Reese was in Salvation. I was about to say he was.
Correct. He was. He's going to salvation the Schmoedown. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic.
So you're gonna. So what you're saying is the genesis of a new Intergeekdom champ.
It's going to all come down to Judgment Day.
Listen, there's a lot of dark fates out there, but maybe this isn't one because maybe the machines will rise, maybe they won't, or maybe it'll be a battle across time. Is that the name of the ride? I think so.
You know, we could chronicle all of this.
But we might get canceled.
It's true.
Too soon.
Yeah.
No, that show was kind of
R.I.P. I liked it. Sorry.
I didn't like that John Connor. He was a little bit wimpy in my face.
I didn't like that John.
That's what I'm talking about. That got my back. He tweeted for Harloff. We're talking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm reporting you all to Skynet. Hey, I'm sorry.
Please
do. I accepted them already.
Oh, it's all connected.
Oh no. All right. We have to talk about Orlando. We could talk about Intergeekdom more, but this match I feel like was it was just standard. I mean, like, it wasn't too exciting. Outside of the fact that they both scored real well, it was just an Intergeekdom match that I enjoyed. There wasn't anything crazy in there to discuss. Outside of the fact that my boy Brandon didn't win, and Chandru's about to get demolished by Smets. No, I'm just joking. He'll probably do real well. But yeah, so that was an Intergeekdom match. I can't wait for this next one to come up because I think it's just going to be great. Manageable. This thing was ridiculous. Super ridiculous. The energy between Kaiser and Tom is everything we've ever wanted and dreamed of and hoped of. And why don't they have a podcast together yet? We need it. We need it. It needs to happen. These guys would be awesome together on a podcast. Why we still don't have it, I will never know. But the Manageable itself, this thing was really good. I mean, all three people really brought their A game. It's just, yeah, I was so surprised too, because I didn't know that Kaiser knew any trivia, and he did very well. Emma, we know, and Tom is such a wild card. Like, this is the first time Tom had won in 3 years. Was that what? Was that what Christian said? Which is ridiculous.
Well, trivia wise, but Tom's been winning for a while now. Maybe not trivia wise, but
sure. I mean, yes, winning at life. Winning at life.
His last win was 2016 against Schnepp.
Yes, such a long time ago.
I believe.
No, that is the last one, which is
actually really technically funny, that was stock. So
that's true.
Sure if that counts, or it's Tom's record.
Yeah, I mean, I loved this match. I think it was entertaining. It had really great trivia, surprisingly. It's kind of everything you want from a Schmoedown match, without it being like a perfect match. So, like, to compare it to the Intergeekdom match, there's nothing wrong with the Intergeekdom match. Like I said, I enjoyed it a lot, but like the banter between everyone all felt just like a little stilted as opposed to the Manager Bowl, where like there was so much chaos happening, but it was so entertaining, and the trivia wasn't perfect, but it was good. And you have to have like that energy in a match to kind of get you super invested. And like the Intergeekdom match this week for me just didn't have that there, even though like the trivia was on point, the announcing was fine, the players were great, everything was fine. It just like for me there was just like disconnect happening somewhere, and so I didn't like connect into everything as much as I did for like the lesser accurate Manager Bowl. You know, like it's just a weird play where you have to have like both the entertainment level really high and also the trivia level really high. So yeah, I loved this. I thought it was great. Tom winning was hilarious. The fact that he finally won at like a 5-pointer against Emma, to have it come down to that again, just really funny. I love it. He took his shirt off. The audience, I'm sure, fell over, thankful about such an occurrence. Matt, what'd you think about the Manager Bowl?
No, the Manager's Bowl, not surprisingly, was my favorite part of the Orlando event. It was just so much fun. Like you said, Kaiser was hilarious. But I kind of felt bad that Kaiser was in this because and I like Kaiser a lot. I was just kind of hoping that it would come down to Emma and Tom again because they have such a good like back and forth with each other. Like they kind of seem like they're now back on the track to being rivals, which I'm okay with because that cutscene between them was great, especially with Emma throwing her hat into the manager's ring again next year. We know we're going to get that great rivalry back. And Tom winning, look, I know Tom. Tom may not be he may not be like your Mark Ryus, your Dan Merles, your Sam Levines when it comes to trivia, but he knows a lot. He knows a lot of weird stuff, but he does know stuff. Let's not forget, he was an Amy Adams away from beating Josh McCouga. So yeah, I was really happy that he won. I felt like the way he you could tell that like there's this confidence where like he was gonna like probably take his shirt off regardless of if he won or lost. Like that was already predetermined. But yeah, it was great. And you can hear all about Tom's thoughts about his win on the interview that me and Malcolm did with Tom that is on the channel right now.
Yeah, it's a great interview. Tom always gives good interviews, regardless of how much he actually says about the match itself. He
was pretty coherent about his match in this interview. I was very shocked.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch this one. Tom he's a storyteller, so he'll start out at one point, like he starts at point A, and eventually he gets to point B, but he hits like G, F, E, Z before he gets to B. You know, like it's fantastic. He's like the best storyteller alive. So yeah, it's going to be good. You guys should watch it if you haven't checked it out yet. Malcolm, what do you think about the Manager Bowl?
I mean, the Manager's Bowl was pretty much what I expected. Just a craziness with the three managers on stage. Well, it would have been good to have like the likes of maybe Jay or Ken or Grace there to add to the craziness. Then would have been interesting to see how much more crazy it could have gotten. But the fact that this was done sort of last minute and they made the decision sort of put it together and got questions, I think what we got was perfect. And Tom pulling out the win was surprising. And but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I thought it was a surprise for sure, because you kind of always in these scenarios assume Emma is going to win because her track record is basically like almost lose the Manager Bowl, win the Manager Bowl every single time. And so when it came down to the 5-pointer, you're like, well, she could almost lose a Manager Bowl. I guess she's going to win. And then Tom just pulls that answer out.
You're a baboon. Yeah? Well, you're a buffoon. I love that moment.
That is one of the best moments. Yeah, I loved it. I think it's great. I think it's about dang time he wins the Manager Bowl. But let's talk about the thing that's most important about this win. It's the fact that he now gets a guaranteed first-round draft pick. That's on top of if he has a team title under his belt He gets to keep them if he chooses. Either, if the Founding Fathers retain their belt at Spectacular, or potentially you have Who's the Boss coming in and taking the belt from them. He gets to keep Who's the Boss. The other side of that is Ben Bateman could win the singles title, which means he automatically can keep him as well. And if Who's the Boss is within the top 5, if they don't have the belts, they can stay together automatically. So there's a potential track for Tom to literally go into the draft with Roga, Merle, Ben Bateman, Mark Riley, and a 5th spot automatically, which is crazy. Like he is basically setting himself up to have one of the top teams in the entire league without really even having to try to banter around. So I want to get everyone's thoughts on who this potential 5th person is going to be. This is assuming that Founding Fathers retains the belts, assuming that Who's the Boss doesn't win it, but that they stay within the top 5 teams, and that Ben Bateman wins the singles belt at Spectacular. Assuming all that. It's a lot of assumptions, but that's what we're here to do, make asses out of you and me assumptions.
That is the new tagline of the Reactor Summit.
Man, that sums us up pretty well. Yeah, who's the 5th person? I want to get your guys' thoughts before I steal your picks. Okay. So, Matt, who do you think that 5th spot is going to on this team?
Yeah, so when I look at the 5 horsemen as is, they are amazing. They have a really strong foot in singles and teams. They don't have any foot in, zero get them. So I think Tom's gonna go for he's gonna go for Smets. I think Smets is a really strong player. I think Smets could work in with the 5 horsemen. I think Hannah, Bateman and Hannah, I think that's a little bit too much drama for your mama, that I don't think Tom's going to want to do that. But I think Smets is someone who Tom has seen Kaiser, and he's like, look, this Joker, I'm better than this guy. So he'll be able to, and I think Smets could work well with like Merle and Roka and all them. And I think that would be a really good thing, because then you have, Star Wars, we could talk about that league, but like for all the major leagues, they would have a really strong foot in all of them, which I think puts you in a position to have like the best faction.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I think Smets is a great idea if he doesn't have the belts at Spectacular. It's a big if. Another assumption we will make is that in this instance doesn't have the belt at Spectacular. I think that that's the easiest pick to make in terms of who.
You said that kind of sneeringly. You're like, that's the easiest pick to make.
It absolutely is, Matthew. It's the easiest.
You know what that means? That was her pick, everybody. That was
correct choice to make, okay? No, so I differ from you slightly, but I also have an addendum question about who he picks and how this all goes down, because I'm not sure how this works in my brain. Malcolm, while I figure this out, who do you think is going to be the 5th spot on Corruption, or on 5 Horsemen?
Well, Billy low-key stole my prediction, but I was going to assume that Kevin takes the belt off Kalinowski and Tom picks up Kalinowski for the 5th spot, because I think just like Kevin, they're going to want a strong in a geekdom, and if they can't have Kevin, they'll probably take Kalinowski.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is pretty true.
That would be insane to see Ben, Roka, and Mike on a faction together.
So that was kind of where I was going with my pick. However, if Mike and Chance are on a top 5 team, and Tom picks Mike, does he also get Chance?
I don't think Tom wants Chance.
I'm just he doesn't have to keep the team together, but he could.
He could. I just say no, and Tom. I feel like Chance might not want to look, as Roka may not want to accept Tom's advice. Chance really won't, and I think Tom wants someone he can mold in this new person. He wants someone. That's why I think Kevin. He looks and he goes.
But hear me out.
Okay.
In Chance, you have one of the strongest rookies to come out of the Schmoedown in a very long time. He was ridiculous in singles. He was very good.
Mm-hmm.
He was very good in teams. Obviously, he had the belt. He has debuted in Intergeekdom where he did very well. And
are you asking
well
me storyline wise or legitimate play wise?
It's okay. I'm hear me out. Hear me out. So you've got a player who's great like Mike in 3 different leagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's young. He's moldable. You know, he's got a tough exterior, but on the inside, I'm sure he's as ooey gooey as the rest of us. You know, he can be molded into whatever player Tom wants him to be. And he's not great at mic talking. You know, he's not great on the mic yet. And you know who is? Tom Dandino.
Okay.
You know, it's everything Tom wants.
Functional.
Really want to talk on the mic that much because Tom wants to be the one who talks on the mic all the time. Someone who needs a little bit of push to maybe be more charismatic, perhaps. You know, Chance is maybe a little too hard exterior. He could soften up a little bit, maybe let some Gucci spirit out. I think that this is a match made in heaven. You get Kalinowski on the team for Intergeekdom. You get Chance on to be a badass partner and to fill in the extra Intergeekdom role because you need a little bit of differentiation.
Again, are you asking me storyline wise or legitimate strategy wise?
I'm saying that this makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Again, I'm like, look, guys, I'm looking at things from storyline, but if we are going legitimate strategy wise, then Mike and Chance is a good pickup.
Like the story isn't going to impact the draft. This is a real draft.
I don't give it. No, listen, Kristen, story will impact everything. Yeah, you're trying to tell me that story didn't impact the Anarchy tournament at all.
Sure, it did, but this is an actual draft,
and that was an actual drawing from a hat.
I mean, with this, I think there will be some element of story involved because I mean, especially with the teams, there's a chance you're going to get a lot of people who had previous altercations with each other, and then the way I see the story going is they learn to work together and actually respect each other, and then like the story is them sort of working alongside one another.
I will say, Kristen, I do agree with you. Off the bat, it's going to be a legitimate draft. Like, I believe it's a legitimate draft, but then I think whatever teams you get, that's when the storylines are going to come. Like, if you get Mike and Chance on the 5 Horsemen, that's going to become a storyline if Who's the Boss and Corruption are on the same Who's the Boss and Founding Fathers, because in the tournament last year, that was a pretty big storyline when Corruption played both of those teams, and they were not friends with each other. But yes, I think Chance would be a good pickup for Tom because of all the reasons you said. Yeah, I was looking at things strictly storyline wise, but yeah, legitimately.
They could make a storyline out of anything. I think the storylines are going to be shaped out of whatever the draft is, right? Like,
of course.
Storylines are going to be written around the draft, but you're going to get a whole new slew of story based on whatever happens.
Because we're also getting so many new competitors in this draft.
Yeah.
Competitors we don't even know who are in there, which is and we only
Shannon Barry comes in to manage Mike and Chance, and then Tom takes it out from under her. That would be really funny. I would laugh.
I just seen Shannon shit talk Mike. Oh man, think about the videos they can make. Which, by the way, just real quick, Shannon and Mike. Those videos leading up to the event were amazing. And the pictures she took of him in TSA with the belt. That was just
all of those were just really good. I was into all of them.
We just need that, even though we just need that. Mike still has the Intergeekdom belt, so we just need that to be like, Shannon needs to give us normal updates of Mike doing stuff with the belt. Just in his, like in the shopping market, he just has his belt over his shoulder.
I mean, that's completely fair. At the end of the day, I think that Tom's most likely pick is going to be an Intergeekdom player, and it'll be whoever doesn't win at Spectacular, which either means a really Shad Shannon, or a very sad Kaiser. So I'm not sure who I'd rather see sad. I suppose Kaiser would be kind of funny if Tom stole Kevin from him. I could see that being really funny.
I can't really do a good Kaiser impression, so I won't even attempt it.
I couldn't even attempt it. Let's move on. We got Founding Fathers versus corruption to talk about. I don't have many words for this other than just like, oh my God. Yeah, this match was everything I ever wanted and more. I feel bad for corruption in that, you can't do much to beat a team that is playing perfect. There's very little you can do to beat that team. And, Dan and John were batting perfect. They had perfect first rounds, the both of them, which doesn't happen that often anymore, or at all, really. They had an exceptional second round. They had a very safe third round, which I think was the correct choice. Speed round wasn't really, it was a bit of a wash either way. And yeah, that round 3. Or the round 5. I mean, you cannot beat a team that's playing perfect. It's just impossible. And when you're down by 10 points or whatever going into round 5 or 11 points, it was crazy. Like, there's just not much you can do. So I feel a little bit bad for them. But at the same time, if you're going to lose the belt, lose it to the best. If a team is playing that good, like, you earned the loss. That sounds weird, but you earned that loss. Like, you fought as hard as you could. You pushed it to the 5-pointer question or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You made them work for that win. And that's all you can really ask for at the end of the day. Like, fighting as hard as you can to get back in the game. Even if you lose, you did everything you could. I feel like that's a fair loss, But Founding Fathers wins. They don't get to break up. I'm exceptionally happy. Very, very happy. Exceptionally very happy. Very happy. Very happy.
Her whole logic of that was coming from the place of she loves Founding Fathers. She didn't want to break up, but she also doesn't want to just be like, yeah, she had to show corruption perfection. She's like, look, you know what, guys? Kristen is a mother, so it's great that she sounds like a mom whose kid got 11th place at the soccer tournament. She's like, look, you played against the best soccer players in the town, son, and you did your best. And look, you didn't get 12th place, you got 11th. It's a pretty medal that you can hang up. And you know what? You tried and that's all me and your father care about is that you tried your hardest.
What do you want me to do?
I'm a Hufflepuff as well. Don't make us.
I'm not gonna be a Slytherin about it. I'm gonna huff about it.
I know.
I'm huffily puffily.
Your husband's a Slytherin. That's why he abandons.
He's not.
Children.
He's a Ravenclaw.
He abandons children.
He's a Ravenclaw. They're worse than Slytherin sometimes. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, but
we got a lot of
angry
Ravenclaws who are gonna watch this and be like, yeah, they know they're worse than Slytherins. All right. They're too smart to know they're not worse than Slytherins.
I'm sorry, that was great.
They know everything, so they have to know that.
Facts, guys.
Malcolm, what do you think about the title match?
Yeah, I thought this was definitely a great match. And you can catch our reaction to it on the channel. But yeah, like as you said, like there's really not much you can do when the team literally goes perfect. There was a moment I thought, they're going to break the team's record, but it was just pretty hard for corruption to get close enough so they could sort of be able to do that. It'll be. Let's just say corruption did it to themselves. They put the stipulation on the match. They forced the Founding Fathers to work hard for that win. So I think they secretly wanted Founding Fathers to win just by putting that stipulation on there.
Ooh, conspiracy.
I mean, I don't think anyone wanted the Founding Fathers to break up in the actual Schmoedown.
I did. No. Was my mic on when I said that? Whoops.
Definitely was. Yeah, I don't think that anyone within the Schmoedown wants them to break up. However, it was a fair stipulation. The fact that it didn't happen, very excited.
You can tell me no one wanted two former two-time champs to break up? You're really gonna tell me no one wanted those two to be on a team together?
No, none of the production people wanted it to happen. I'm sure the other competitors were like, "Oh yes, please break up one of the toughest teams in the
production." Since when does that matter? Do we care who the lighting person on Dance with the Stars is voting for?
I absolutely do.
Yeah, of course she does. Well, that's Kristen for you.
I care whatever. Yeah.
Is that show even on air anymore?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
I don't watch television anymore.
I mean, I do watch television. It's just not Dancing with the
I
Stars.
don't watch that.
Yeah. I watched Schmoedown, which is what we're talking about, Matthew. So back on track. What did you think about the match?
You guys kind of said already. Corruption played as well as they could against a team that was just. It sounds really weird saying this and saying, for lack of better phrasing, they were playing against a team that wanted it more. I think Founding Fathers wanted to win the belt more than Corruption wanted to hold on to it, because Founding Fathers had so much to lose in this match. If they lost, that the team was done. And then who knows what could have happened. You know, Roka and Merle are two guys who it's always very, like, you get the sense that, like, they're one or two losses away from just outright retiring. Whereas Corruption, it's like, they lose the belt. They're still a strong team. They could still fight back for it. They talked about how strong they're doing in their other things. So it was a really good match. Good on Roka and Merle. They really, you could tell, were prepping beforehand. They were, like, really heavily prepping. Again, I hate referencing. Well, that's a lie. I don't hate referencing stuff. But Tom touched on that like Merle had, like, a small notebook, and just him and Roka before they went on were just flipping through it, just, like, quizzing each other. So yeah, good on Founding Fathers. It's going to be interesting to see who wins the tournament, who they're going to be facing off against. I hope that it's who's the boss, because then there'll be another belt that Riley will take from Roka, which will be great. And he'll also beat Merle finally for a belt. So just all good things will happen at Spectacular.
I don't think that that's going to happen, Matthew.
Oh.
No, they're going to see lightning strike before they win.
Whoa.
That's not a hint to who I'm referring.
Malcolm, do you know how easy it is to see lightning? Like, you could go on YouTube and watch it. You could just be like, lightning strike.
But have you ever seen lightning strike and because someone yelled the word Shazam?
Yeah, I saw it in the movie Shazam.
You could also watch that.
I also saw it in some cartoons, read in a comic a lot.
I love this match. Absolutely.
Your logic broken there, Malcolm.
It was just fantastic all around. These guys are all born showmen. And you could really tell that they were all into the match. They were all into the experience and the crowds, and it was just great. A lot of good banter between Mark and Christian. Everything you always want, and no digital wheel. So
that's true.
Yeah,
everyone likes a good non-digital wheel.
Everyone likes a good hat with a ripped up plate. Everyone loves that. New York event. Yeah. The first match they used. I still love that. We were all like, what's going on?
And yeah, there was a fan match that we don't get to see, but congratulations to Yader.
Jada Paramo. I don't know.
How do you say his name? I don't know. I've not heard his name, so how would I know? Congrats to him. I hope he plays well whenever he gets his match next season. Rooting for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah, I believe he's also going to be on the draft board as well. Christian said so.
That's awesome. Good for him. Hopefully, he can pay for all those trips to LA because it's
does he live in Orlando? Because if so,
also one more thing about the team matches, the post match interviews, because I mean, Good Corruption's one, they sort of hinted that Ken and Grace because they weren't there was because of that. Do we think that there's going to be something brewing in corruption that's going to lead to a split up by the end of the year?
We had a question earlier by our good friend Frankie Numbers Jenga Janish, who asked what was up with Emma coming out to Corruption's theme music. I'm not entirely sure what that was about, other than maybe Emma's going dark and being a third manager for Corruption, which like makes no sense.
That's what we need.
Especially if Mike and Chance split off to go with Shannon for the rest of the season. Which is what I think is going to happen, is they're just going to abandon Grace and Ken and just go with Shannon for the rest of the season to get Shannon's story kind of working and get her manager stuff going. And then next season, it's all up in the air anyway. But yeah, the Emma thing, I have no idea what that was about, other than it's a cool piece of music. Maybe they had a mistake. I don't know.
I'm going to go with that logic. I like that logic better, that they just put on the wrong music and they're like, just run with it, and now they're going to write a storyline around it.
Perfect. Yeah, it's like a big
Schmoedown works, kids.
It was a big mistake that made a really great story. What do you think, Malcolm?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, while the music may have been a mistake, but if you watch the live event, they actually labelled her as being part of a corruption as well on her literary title card. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I think it might just be, it's more just because she had to find some music. It was like, I'll just use corruption theme song. I mean, they probably won't mind it, but I mean, it's probably a case they couldn't find any sort of music that would get the video banned off YouTube.
Her music wasn't working, and they're like, Emma, we need music. And Mike's like listening to his iPod. And it's like, Mike, just give me your iPod. And he's listening to the corruption theme because Mike just has the corruption theme on his iPod, and that's the only song he has. He just listens to it on a loop, and they just threw it on there.
That's the worst, but it's also awesome. No, I mean, it's interesting. I have no idea how they're going to work her into any sort of corruption thing. This whole draft scenario makes any storylines between like now and the draft like really strange.
Pointless.
Not maybe pointless.
Not pointless, but it's just like, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's like you can build up a storyline, but if the storyline is going one way to where Emma's going to have Mike, but then Coy grabs Mike, that storyline is done. And you have no control over that. So.
Yeah, so I'm just really confused about Emma. Maybe she's just going to turn heel, and that's the whole point, is that, this is like the mark of her turning heel. She hates how she was treated and whatever.
As a commissioner. And so now
I don't know why she would join corruption, given that the reason she was thrown out of commissionership was because she was talking bad about Chance. So all of this, like, none of it makes a lot of sense to me. Like, there's a lot of pieces and they're not lining up. So just, who knows? So, like, most of the storylines, I can kind of like piece together what's going to happen given like past histories and stuff. But like, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it's just all up in the air. It's confetti in the air, in the wind, blowing.
It's like a turd in the wind. Right? Venom? Huh? Right? Greatest comic book movie of the last 24 years.
Yeah.
Very specifically 24 years.
So, that's all we got for the matches. So this week, we have a Star Wars match dropping between Laura Kelly and Andrew DiMolanta, who both were at Star Wars Celebration, who were both fantastic, who I think both could actually beat Alex Damon at Spectacular, which is not an easy feat. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be one of these two individuals because they're fantastic. Laura is actually from Illinois, I believe, so home team advantage for me, rooting for her. But Andrew is also a friend.
I don't think that's how it works. She's not fighting in Chicago.
No, but like who I'm rooting for, like we're from the same state now, so like. Like if I'm going to vote for someone and someone's from Illinois, I'd be like, I'll just vote for them. But Andrew DiMolanta is also a friend, so I want him to win. So I want him to win.
It's a choice between your friend or
someone
your
from
state.
my same state. Yeah, so I choose Andrew.
All right, you heard it here first. Kristen, her friends over her state. What's next? Friends over country?
Now, if Sam Witwer was in the Schmoedown, he's also from Illinois, so I would pick him.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Witwer's awesome.
So, I mean, like...
that's my pick. My pick is Sam Witwer
is going to show
appear.
up.
Yeah, that's always my... I think that's literally... I've said that for every Star Wars thing. Sam Witwer's going to show up. He's on break. I saw him on Twitch. He's on break from his show.
Malcolm, who's going to win this match?
Yeah, I think Laura it will probably win because I think Laura's going to win. I mean.
Logic
I mean, neither of them are from New Zealand, so I've got no country bias.
No country bias. That's perfect.
No country for biases.
From their only other match played, they were both fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah. To be serious, I'm going with Andrew because, look, I'm a Luke Skywalker guy. More than that, I'm a Best Ben Fatigues Luke Skywalker guy. Andrew wore Best Ben Fatigues jacket in his last match. Therefore, I have to support him. Best Ben Fatigues brothers got to stick together.
Yeah.
It's the best outfit from the whole series.
Like I said, if anyone's going to beat Alex that isn't Sam Witwer, it's going to be one of these two people. They know their stuff.
Who I'm shocked Christian has never reached out to be in the Schmoedown? There's a guy he's friends with who's beaten him at DragonCon Star Wars Trivia every year except for last year. Surprised Christian has never reached out to this guy.
Just except for this year.
Is that who?
This year. He beat him this year.
Yeah.
Alex beat him.
This guy this year, but all other years at DragonCon, this guy's always beat him.
This year. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why are you going to be like that? I'm just trying to talk up people. And you just gotta bring me down.
You don't know that he's not asked him. Maybe it's just a travel thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine, guys. We're just at this point in the summit where Christian's just like, I don't care what Matt has to say. Okay. That's the entire summit. It's true. You guys remember why he was gone for the last couple weeks? I'm starting to remember. I feel like I'm what's his name from Memento, where I'm slowly gaining my memories back, only to have me just completely forget.
So we also have a great match between Kevin Smets and Chandru, and it's going to be great. And Smets is going to win, and then he's going to go to Spectacular, and he's going to beat Mike, and I'm going to be very happy.
Yeah, so, I'll agree with you 50% on that.
Matt, who do you think is winning the match?
I think Smets is winning the match, as I said earlier. And then I think Mike is going to win the next match. So there's my pre-prediction.
Malcolm, who do you think's winning the match?
I think Robert Parker is going to run in with a chair, knock out Chandru, take his spot, and beat Kevin.
I love it. I think that's actually what should
happen. We need more chairs in the Schmoedown.
But I mean, in all seriousness, I think Kevin's going to win. I mean, Chandru's good. I don't think he's that good just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin definitely has the longevity in terms of how long he's been in the league, even though he's still a rookie. He just has been around longer, and he's played more matches, and he's played matches against harder people. He's played against the big names in the Schmoedown. Yeah. I think Kevin's got this. I'm excited to see him win. To go to Spectacular and win there, and I'm sad, Mike, you're going to lose your belts.
Nothing to hold your hands. But
yeah, he will.
So that's our predictions. There's also a horror exhibition match. I have no idea who's in it, so I can't predict. A horror.
Oh, okay. I think you broke up for me, so you're just like an exhibition match. So
there's a horror.
Oh, okay.
Match. I don't know who's in it.
I mean, I would imagine you probably got Bibbs, Mara.
Is that St. Hallows Eve? Is that why we're doing it?
It's on the 30th for Halloween, yes.
No,
day before Halloween.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Who was in the first one? Because it may be the same people, or they may have... I'm pretty sure they did one last year.
I'm going to be honest. The only exhibition matches I've ever watched on the Patreon have been the Rocky ones, if I'm being completely transparent with everyone here.
Okay, so
My money is going to good use every month.
Last one, and I don't remember. That's terrible. It was really good though. So this one's probably going to be great as well. But yeah, I have no idea. Garth hopes that Video Drew and Tom are in it. Absolutely. Haley Fouch could also be in it with her partner Kayla. Would be great. Bibb would be great. Whitney would be great. There's a lot.
Video Drew could be in it.
Yeah, that's what Garth said. Yeah.
Tom, just get Tom in more Schmoedown stuff.
That's what Garth said as well. Yeah. There's a lot of people who'd be good in it. I don't know who's.
I meant Dagnino, not her partner.
Or we won't see if you're not a patron, but if you are a patron,
yeah. So become a patron
because I got stuff to do. So we're gonna do our plugs because that's all we have to talk about. Even though that's not all we have to talk about, we had more planned, but we're gonna scrap it because I gotta go take care of a child.
Yeah.
So Matt, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, you guys, as always, can find me at Carnes_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube and WordPress, and right here as the host of Take 3's Second Look, the video essay series, episode dropping this Thursday on Halloween. The episode is going to be covering 1996's The Frighteners, directed by Peter Jackson, and then the next 2 months are going to be next month, November, is going to be an episode on Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clone. And then the fans on the Facebook page voted, and the Second Look episode for December, the final episode 2019, will be on Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. So get excited for that, guys. Please look out for the episode coming out, and keep your eyes peeled close to Matt Movies 611, that channel, because hopefully an episode of the Sporadic Council, my new Star Wars show, will be dropping soon. So
yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for your second look for a great movie, Frighteners, directed by our very own Malcolm Lay. I mean,
I knew there was a joke coming there. I didn't want to reference it because I wanted to keep my plug serious, but no.
Possible. Malcolm, how many things are you in?
Lots of things.
Tell us all.
She said.
But yeah, you can find me hosting Rankum every Sunday. Next week's topic is going to be top 12 Martin Scorsese movies. You can also find me hurting everyone with the bracketeers. The actresses one is coming to a close very shortly. The Badge one has begun, so both of them are going strong. I've got an idea what December's one's going to be. But I will announce that later. It's not going to be. I thought it was going to be holiday movies, but then I had another idea based on something else that's happening in December. Maybe close to
Stallone movies. Yes.
I was about to say maybe it's closer to what the summit talks about, so we'll find out.
Stallone movie.
You can also catch me on the D&D campaign over on Doug's channel, Filmatic Entertainment. But yeah,
Malcolm does all these things, so I don't have to do anything, so that his plug can be 20 minutes and my plug can be 5 seconds. It's perfect. So you can find me at Smith_K10, the number, not the word, on Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust. Even though I don't post anything on Stardust, you can also find me right here on Take 3, hosting this show that you've seen already 54 minutes of. If you don't know what it is after 54 minutes, I cannot help you. Other than that, maybe a reaction here or there. You never know, but that's it. That's all I do. That's my plug. Short to the point. I got it down to a science, man. So that's all we got for you on Take 3's Summit. Please don't mimic my hand movements. I got them down. I don't want you mimicking them. That's all we got for the Summit. We got a lot more Schmoedown to talk about next week. We got a lot of interviews coming up. Lining them up, man. We're lining them up.
Guys, by the way, it's almost the end of the year, which means the awards are coming. So start hashtagging now, Take 3, for the after show of the year. Just start doing it, all right? We're giving him his amazing content every week.
Force yourself. We are not going to force anyone to vote for us, but at the same time, vote for us.
But at the same time, do your duty and vote
Vote
for
for
us,
whoever's in your heart.
which is us.
We'll see. We'll see who's in your heart.
If your heart's not black, we're probably in it.
All right, guys. So that's all we got. Thanks for watching us. If you haven't liked and favorited all those Schmoedown videos, make sure you do that. It's good for the algorithms. I love algorithms. Don't
So
you?
like and share our videos as well.
Nah, just the Schmoedown ones. That's fine. It's fine. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Have a good week. Peace out.